Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to Goonies World. I am Meanie, also known as Ryan, and I'm joined, as always, by Johnny Farrow, also known as Sean.
Hey, everybody.
Goonie himself, also known as Colin.
Just one hey from me.
And Lunicorn, also known as Lynn.
Hey, with a little something on hey.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we are going to be traveling back in time. And possibly, for all we know, even farther back in time than we know. Of course, we are returning to this Alamo-based adventure, but we have found ourselves in a peculiar location that seems to be inhabited by some dinosaurs. So whether this is some sort of pocket dimension or like some weird temporal anomaly, who knows?
I still think it's just Utah. That's what I think. It's just Utah.
It could be Utah. And as I recall, you guys were kind of heading in the direction of this sort of ruined village.
Yeah.
To check that out.
Yeah, because there were some trees around there or nearby that we were also going to look at.
Yep. There is a just south of the ruins. There's a sort of wooded area, and just north, if I can talk in words, and just north of there, this large lake. And as you're crossing, no roll required, because one of these nearby trees has, rather large, fallen across this sort of rushing stream that you needed to cross earlier. So you're crossing back onto the other side, and you're walking across this fallen tree trunk. And I don't recall if I mentioned this before, but certainly if I didn't, you now can see, because you're getting significantly closer to the lake also, that there is an island, a pretty small island, in the sort of northern bit of the lake. And even if I did mention it before, I wouldn't have mentioned this detail because you weren't close enough to see it, but it looks like there are a couple, like a small grove of tall, purple-leaved trees.
I see it.
Kind of in the center.
I think that's what we want right there.
Yeah, but who knows what's lurking in the depths of this lake. We got to cross over to get to that island, and we got to build like a raft or something, maybe. I don't want to be wading through that.
If it was just some big son-of-a-bitch alligator, I'd wrestle bars. But
yeah,
if it was just,
of course, we could all wrestle that, but one of these giant, terrible lizards, I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't know if, a great big old long neck thing living in the water. I don't know about that neither. But we got to get them purple leaves because they could protect us from the duck face. Boy, what was that there, that feller told us about the purple leaves and the duck face again?
I think we're supposed to eat a nut that'll keep the duck face away from us. A nut from the purple leaf tree.
Yeah. Well, maybe we eat it, maybe we pound it down into a paste and smear it all over our bodies. I for one, am perfectly willing to disrobe and smear paste all over my body if you think it'll help us in our adventures. But
I'm pretty sure the instructions was to eat it.
Okay, all right. Yeah. One time I covered my whole body with mud, hid in the side of a creek to hide from the red sticks for about 48 hours, covered with mud
Yep.
there, buck-ass naked.
I did that too. Yep.
All right, yeah, well, frontiersman's going to end up buck-ass naked, smeared in something.
Ain't that right?
Ain't that right? That's just the way it is, yeah. We like high-five.
Plain old Joe blends naturally into the darkness. I'm lucky. I never have to smear mud on myself.
Well,
it's great.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
So now I was not attempting to necessarily divert you from checking out the little ruined village here. Certainly, but I mean, there's just so much stuff to do, and
That's right. Now, clarify
So-
for me, what would we actually get to first if we just kept on walking the direction we're walking? Would it be the village or the lake with the island?
The lake, actually, because you were at the mesa originally, and then you crossed. I'm guessing you didn't. I mean, well, it really depends on the route you took, but I would guess that you're probably either slightly closer to the lake, or pretty much equidistant.
Yeah, I think the sooner we can get that nut in us, the better.
Yeah. Well, I need a little nut inside of me, that's for sure.
Yeah, let's get that
Yeah.
nut in us.
Yeah. I'll get my nut on. All right. That's what I say about old David Crockett. He could always get his nut on.
Now, in contrast to the rapidly rushing streams, the lake itself is, and in fact, none of these streams, they run near it, but they don't flow into it or anything. And the lake looks calm and swimmable at a minimum. So you certainly could swim out to that island were you so inclined. You also certainly could scrounge around in the brush to try to find some stuff to make a raft out of, or I don't know if you have woodworking tools. I mean,
we know we don't have no woodworking tools, because otherwise we'd get that cannon working with the wheel and axle that was busted. But
Yeah.
I got a laser torch. Pretty good at cutting through stuff.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Well, it cuts through stuff.
But-
so we can chop up the wood with it.
We
That's
could do
what I'm
that,
saying.
but we'd have to have something to lash them sticks together, and I don't know. I just think, on second thought, a raft, I don't think it's going to help us too much. I mean, if there's one of them terrible lizards inside, raft ain't going to save us.
Yeah, that being so, bitch, you're going to get us whether we's on a raft or whether we're swimming. So
Yeah.
I say, I'm with Bowie. I say we swim it. The water's nice and calm. I'm an expert swimmer. And
Well, plain old Joe beats the stereotype, and plain old Joe is a good swimmer too.
Well,
that's great.
That's good to know.
well, as you were standing, I'm imagining this kind of adjacent to the lake shore, having this discussion. Everybody make a wisdom save.
I got right on it. I got 13.
I rolled a 1.
Well, you get a headache.
Dang it. Oh, and I also got this cough I just can't shake. Dang it.
Well, one success was all we really needed, and I heard it from Davy, who spots, kind of half concealed under some brush on the edge of the lake, what appears to be like the stern of a canoe, or possibly the bow.
Hey there. Look at that. That's our lucky day.
Oh.
Christmas done come early here. I'm going to go
Oh,
go over there
yeah.
and see if I can. Maybe in this half a canoe now. Let's not get too excited. But, Lord knows I've done plenty of canoe work in my day. Up and
It
down.
might be that someone took the canoe out to the island, and something on the island killed them, And that's why that canoe's there on the island.
No, the canoe's on this side of the.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's on this side. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been so likened it to Christmas, and more like a But yeah, I think I'm gonna go over there and I'll go over there and pull that canoe out and see if it's lake worthy. Make sure there ain't no holes in it, or see if there's a paddle. Don't want to be up on the lake without a paddle.
Yeah, so you pull it out. It is an entire canoe, and and it's pretty rustic looking, like somebody probably, I don't know how else they would have even gotten here if somebody hadn't probably made it. But yes, there are like oars within it. It's plenty big enough for all three of you to fit in. And you note that as you're kind of getting ready to sort of launch it into the lake, you see that there's a carving on the inside of the canoe that says "Property of Porter Rockwell."
Who the hell's Porter Rockwell? Do we know Porter who?
That name does not sound.
Yeah,
familiar.
sounds like a fancy pants name to me, Porter Rockwell.
Well, if it's Port Rockwell won't mind if we just borrow this canoe just for a little bit. We'll go out there and get some of these, get our nut on, and then we'll come back.
All right, sounds like a plan. And he could be dead. He could have been ate by a dinosaur.
Yeah, probably ate by one of them big son of a bitch dinosaurs.
So you begin paddling across the lake towards this island.
I think
Go
this
ahead.
Porter Rockwell, just from the name alone, I'm picturing a guy that, he goes off to college. They got them leagues or them teams that paddle boats. It's for rich folk.
Oh, yeah. That's what I know. They got a team like that at West Point. I told you, or Annapolis and all them places. I voted to defund that. It was a very unpopular vote.
Well,
but,
it would have had my vote.
I'll tell you that Porter Rockwell sounds more to me like a kid with spectacles who eats paste or something.
Well, we was just about to spread paste all over ourselves, so
yeah, we don't want to eat it.
But let's not judge Porter Rockwell too harshly now. We don't really know him.
That's true. I mean, he could be a fine man.
We thank him for his
Plus, he
canoe.
made us a boat.
That's right. He left us a boat.
That's right.
That's right, Joe. Yep.
We ought to be grateful to him.
Yep. All right.
So as you're approaching this island, you begin to see. I mean, obviously, kind of in the center are these purple-leaved trees, which are large and were visible from quite a distance away. But as you get closer, you can see that surrounding this small grove of purple-leaved trees are kind of brambly, berry-bearing. I didn't mean for that to be alliterative. Bushes that probably have thorns and whatnot on them. But I mean, that's ultimately not a huge hindrance. You can just someone has a machete or something. I'm assuming you can just whack through them. But as you're thinking about this, a giant head pops out of the who's rowing, by the way.
Well, I kind of imagine Davy Crockett. He's a leader. He's a natural born leader. I imagine he just would have picked up one of them paddles and started rowing.
All right. So this giant gator-like head, except many times larger than a gator or croc, surfaces right next to the boat with this gaping, nasty, pointy, teeth-filled maw, and I'm gonna give him a little bit of a surprise round. and he's going to attempt to smash his pointy slavering teeth into the boat. And he rolled. He hits
Look
the
out!
boat
Oh, dang. Ding, dang, dude.
for 5 points of damage, which does not destroy the boat. Fortunately, now we can roll initiative.
Well, I got a 19 on that bad boy.
I got a 15.
I also got a 19. That's the first time I've rolled high initiative. Woot.
And there was a 15 from Bowie.
Yeah.
All right. Well, unfortunately, this Tylosaurus only rolled an 11. So you all will get to go, and I guess we'll start with Joe.
Oh, that's me. I would like to turn on. In fact, I should have specified this earlier, but my vibroblade is always on. So I'm gonna whip out my cavalry saber,
Get that vibrator.
and I'm gonna take a chop at this here thing.
What the hell is that?
They got a damn vibrator.
Can't even tell. It literally can't be detected.
Yeah.
So you don't know. You don't even
That's
know.
a
Well-
fine cavalry saber you got there.
Can't beat my
So you
my
s-
knife.
Not having to roll the hit. 13.
Unfortunately,
13
that does
hit this
not
sucker?
hit.
Damn.
Gonna need a 16 to hit. And Davey, what you doing?
David, might as well just lean right over with old Betsy here. Old Betsy gonna sing. Say your favorite song, Betsy. Here we go. Let's see, that's a 13, 14, 15, 16 with a +3. Hey, that's exactly what I need, isn't it?
It is indeed.
All right, thank you. +3, 2-hit roll. Now let's roll some damage there with the old 2d6 +2. It looks like it's going to be 11. That's pretty damn
Ooh.
good.
All right, and Mr. Bowie.
Yeah, well, it's time to get out my Jimmy knife. I'm gonna stick that thing in this mega gator. And I rolled a 1.
Oh, well, unfortunately, you're not going to drop it into the lake because we don't have a fumble rule.
And then there'd be no Bowie knife to go down in history.
I jump in the lake and swim to the bottom to get it if I had to. But I think it just falls into the canoe, maybe. Or maybe
I kind
I
of hope.
just hold on.
Maybe it
I was hoping you were going to
falls into the alligator's mouth.
jump off and fight that mega gator and roll around with it. That's what I was hoping you were going to do.
We'll wrestle it.
Yeah, I just might wrestle it.
Well, you could, but this is way many times larger than the gators you've wrestled in the past. And unfortunately, it once again hits the chomps down onto the boat, and I just realized I'm gonna let it stand with the 5 damage I rolled before, but I was rolling the wrong dice. I was rolling 2d4. I'm supposed to roll 2d8
Oh, damn.
Yikes.
because I got out the d4s for something else that I was expecting to happen, but I forgot. I wasn't sure for you. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So he's going to hit it for 11.
Well, hopefully this canoe's still structurally sound.
It appears to be hanging in there for the moment. And at 19 this time, I guess we'll go with Davey first.
Yeah, I'm going to take out my knife. I'm going to jump right out of this canoe and leap on that thing's back. or top of its head, closest I can get, and stab it.
All right. Daring and bold, I
Yeah,
like.
daring and bold, man. Daring and bold. I got a 17 plus 1's an 18.
Well,
Oh, yeah, that does it. That does it. And we were just talking about D4s here, weren't we? Let's see here. Roll the old D4 there. I'm going to do 3 little points of damage to that big son of a bitch. I imagine I'm still on him, but I'm trying to be like on his back or back of the head where he can't exactly bite me. He'd have to flip me off first. And I don't mean give me the bird.
Yep. Well, I mean, he's just going to let you sit there for the moment. Well, he doesn't really have a choice because it's not his turn. It is Joe's turn.
Okay, I'm going to try again with my saber. With vibroblade on. I missed.
No.
I know. I think it's time to trade this 20 in.
And Joe, not Joe, sorry, Jim.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
Come on out here and wrestle this thing with me, Bowie.
Well, yeah, maybe I ought to get the tail section.
We'll do a double team.
Yeah, tag team.
Like
I'm
a threesome, like a fighting threesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna leap onto the tail and stab. All right, and I'm pretty sure that misses.
Needed a 16.
I got a 13.
Unfortunate. Okay. Well, Slumber Snout as this. Oh, I think that's going to miss. In fact, he does miss. He only rolls a 9 to attempt once more to destroy the boat, which is good because as much as it is staying intact for the moment, you think another bite or two might be all you got, and then you're going to be swimming for it.
That's right.
So, Joe, why don't you go first on 19?
This new 20 didn't help.
Nope.
Oh, fuck.
Joe done miss. Well, I'm going to go ahead and raise up this here knife and plunge it down into the skull of the beast. I rolled the exact same thing I rolled last time, 17 plus 1's 18. And, but I only do 2 points of damage. Because I ain't got a big Bowie knife, I just got a little Davy knife. I got knife envy, man.
That doesn't seem to kill it, but it does seem to deter it, and it slinks back underwater. I assume you will let go of it and allow it to do so.
Paddle back over that canoe.
All right. So having dispatched, at least for the moment, the Tylosaurus, you return to the boat and quickly find yourself beaching it on this small island. Now, actually, and since Joe's here and has got the vibro sword, you could just, it'll just tear through these brambles like butter. You don't even have to worry about it. I had forgotten that he had that. So, so within just a couple minutes, you reach these kind of strange-looking purple-leaved trees. Is anyone a naturalist, or I assume at least probably Jim and Davey would have outdoorsman type.
I do. I got the nature skill because I was born on a mountaintop of Tennessee, as you may have heard, and
I have survival.
So these look vaguely similar to a tree you're familiar with, the purple-leaved plum tree, but they are very, very much taller, and kind of the branches are more gnarly and twisted. And rather than pears, you can see that these vaguely pyramidal nuts are dotted about the branches, and these must be the nuts that you were told about.
Yep. It looks like we're in luck. I don't know how. I think maybe he just said eat one nut, but I don't think we should play it safe. I think we should just fill up on nuts. Get as much nuts as we can. Shake them loose.
Yeah, shake them on down. In fact, I knew an old
Shake
old
those
fellow
nuts.
of the African persuasion down there in Virginia, played a guitar, and he always said in his song, you got to, shake the tree, shake that tree, so them nuts come running, or something like that. Make my nuts run, shake my tree. I'm not sure what, but something along them lines. Well,
Okay.
yeah, squeeze my nut. Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but great musician, good fella. Forget his name, but I don't know if this tree looks big enough to shake. Though we might have to shimmy on up there. Do we shake or do we shimmy?
You can shake them down, and doing so will yield, let's say 2d4 nuts for each of you, because there are several trees here, and they have quite a number of nuts.
Well, I got 6 nuts.
Yeah, I got 6 nuts,
me
too.
too.
We all got... Oh, no. Six.
We all got 6 nuts.
Yeah, dang, we're an 18 nut party, is what we are.
That's right.
Wow. Well, I was going to say 24, but anyway. That joke was too dumb for me to even make. I don't know why I even said it out loud. Anyway.
Well, Andrew Jackson was a one nut man. A lot of people don't know that. I accidentally saw him naked on campaign in Louisiana in 1813. Nasty business. There's a one nut son of a bitch.
Well, that is trivia I was unaware of, if true.
I made it up. I don't know.
I'm just confused on why someone campaigning, why you would be in a situation to see him naked, but I don't know politics at all. So.
Well, Andrew Jackson, he's not too embarrassed to be in the altogether. Or just he got to bathe like anyone else twice a year, so he goes down there in the lake and the creek, and he was splashing that water up between his legs there, and I just saw one nut hanging there.
So when they talk about the campaign trail, it's an actual trail that you go on, right? And then you end up naked and in nature. And I'm starting to understand.
One way or the other, them fellas are gonna get naked together when they're on campaign. It's not always discussed openly.
Okay.
I was about to make another really stupid joke. Yeah. About that's why they call him the vice president. Anyway.
Yeah. Now I'm talking regular army now. I'm talking regular army fellas. I was a scout. I wasn't really part of it all,
So who's gonna be the first to attempt to eat one of these nuts?
I'll pop a nut in. Pop a nut. Bust a nut.
Well, they are kind of, you could probably, they're a little too big to fit the whole thing in your mouth. You kind of need to bite off a corner, probably.
Yeah.
And also they're kind of you could pop a whole one in your mouth, but it would be uncomfortable as hell. Because, first of all, they're pointy, but also they're big.
That's what I thought when I saw Andrew Jackson, too.
Pointy but big.
And uncomfortable as hell in my mouth.
Well, I might crack it in half, maybe, on a rock or something.
I got my laser torch. I can chop these nuts up for us.
Well, I guess.
It'll cut through anything.
Yeah.
But you do have a limited number of shots, and you don't know how many dinosaurs there are around, so...
No. This is a laser torch.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's under my equipment. Yep.
I was thinking of the big shiny gun.
Ooh, I'm saving the big guns for
Probably
the dinosaur
smart.
battle.
That reminds me, I better
The inevitable dinosaur battle.
I better spend 3 rounds reloading old Betsy here before we get too much further on while you crack that nut.
So you crack the nut open.
Jimmy crack a nut and... Okay, I shouldn't have sang that.
I don't care.
I don't care.
And doing so reveals a wriggling, finger-sized, maggot-like creature.
Oh, got worms.
And you suspect this is indeed the actual thing you need to eat, rather than the sort of shell.
Yeah, maybe we're supposed to have a parasite in us or something.
Yeah. Yeah, they ain't gonna want to eat us if we's all riddled with parasites. I don't know, I had some big son of a bitch leeches on me before. I never ate a maggot. I ate a few worms once, and it was hard going there. But I don't know, Bowie. I'll eat one if you do, because I ain't yellow.
Well, in Mexico they got this tequila, a little worm in it. Yeah, you drink that. So I ain't nothing. I'll eat the worm. And
So you got that Mexican wife, right? She ever
oh
feed you?
yeah, Ursula.
Ursula. All right.
So, sounds like Bowie picks up the wriggling, maggot-like creature and pops it in his mouth, chews it up, and swallows it.
Yep.
And it's gross, and it does not taste good. And it wriggles all the way down, even masticated. But as soon as it hits your belly, you feel good. And having done this, I will just tell you that you get an additional +1 to all your rolls, on top of whatever bonuses
Nice.
that you have while here in the valley, until you fail one.
Okay.
At which point, if you fail, the failure is turned into a success, and the blessing, such as it is, goes away.
All right. Well, yeah, I feel pretty good after eating that worm. I think y'all should do like I did. It's not
All
so
right.
bad. I mean, it don't taste good, but once it gets in your belly, you feel a bit better.
That's all right. I ain't no gourmand. But, all right, I got it. I'm going to eat that son of a bitch, too.
And I assume Joe
Yep.
will as well.
So was plain old Joe. Sure will.
All right. Well, you go ahead and get the nuts et, and it didn't specifically say to give you multiple, but it did say there were a lot of trees or several, and so it's not like they're just going to have the exact number that. So anyway, so you can re-get this bonus even after you lose it. Presumably for the rest of the adventure, unless you are failing rolls constantly. So, with that, I'm gonna guess that you get back in the canoe that belongs to Porter Rockwell and row it back to where you found it.
Yeah, let's go back where we found it, in case that Porter Rockwell comes looking for it. It'll be all ed up, but at least he'll know where it is. And it still floats.
And you do not encounter this massive gator on your return journey. And you soon find yourselves back on the shore of the lake, a short walk to the ruins where you were originally intending to go, or just slightly longer, few minutes more to the wooded area just past the ruins.
Okay.
Well, let's say we explore these ruins now. Let's get my old Betsy ready. Get my eyes going. I got eyes like an eagle. Keep your ears open, Bowie. Because now you got ears like something that's got really good ears.
Well, like a rabbit, I guess.
So as you approach the ruins, and actually you could see this from you. I could have described this earlier because you would have seen it anyway. But the ruins are surrounded by this kind of almost wall of jagged stone plinths that you. I mean, it's not really a wall because they're not immediately adjacent to each other. Like you could just walk through, but it does seem like they're spaced such that a particularly large dinosaur would not be able to get past.
Looks like some kind of fortification against these big old lizards.
Yeah.
Maybe they hide their babies in there
No, I don't
so
know.
they can't get it by the big ones, by the big meat eaters.
Well,
So you
about to
you
find
were
out.
able to easily pass through the gaps, between the plinths. And doing so, you see probably a dozen or so buildings. Now, most of these are just completely ruined, right? I mean, and in fact, Joe, you are a time traveler. So I would say make an intelligence check. Save, whatever.
Decent dice here. At least I only need a 10 for this, so hopefully... Oh! I rolled exactly a 10. Nice.
Well, you, obviously being a time traveler, recognize the architecture as being structures built by the Olmec culture over 1,000 years ago. They were building these types of structures. And like I said, there's a dozen or so of them, but two stand out in particular. First of all, one of them is basically intact. It's like it still has walls and a roof structure and everything. And then there is one which doesn't have a roof structure, but it does have 4 complete walls. And they're clad in this, what appears to be like almost a burlap. And in front of the burlap clad structure, you can see several wooden, like, spikes or branches, really, more than anything, kind of have been jammed in the ground. And there are several... it kind of looks like strips of beef jerky, like, hanging on strings.
I don't like this.
No. It seems damn peculiar.
Well, these ruins. Now I'm even more sure we ain't in Texas. I don't know about these ruins. Well, I guess we gotta investigate it, though.
Yeah, I
I don't know. It might be as simple as this is where somebody keeps and dries their meat, and they want to keep predators out.
Yeah.
Could be as simple as that.
Yeah. I agree.
Plain old Joe don't know for sure.
Well, let's say we move forward in friendship, and if we have to get nasty, we will. Maybe I ought to call out. To call out some kind of friendly greeting.
Yeah. Just like we's approaching the natives,
Oh, yeah.
let them know.
Yeah, I got plenty of experience with that. Hello. It's me, David Crockett. My boy Jim Bowie, and plain old Joe. We come in peace.
I'm going to say there's a 50-50 chance that you get a response, or that someone... I mean, obviously this is an inhabited location, but they may or may not be home, and they are not, so you hear no response. I shouldn't have said that. I should have just said you're hearing a response.
Yeah.
Because now you know they're not here.
Oh. Yeah, now I know. Our DM done let it slip. That's all right. I prefer a DM to telegraph me the relevant information. Don't make me wonder about nothing. So let's take a look inside.
The apparent habitation first.
So this what do you say, like burlap?
It looks kind of like burlap, cotton canvas type substance, and it's also draped over the top as kind of a makeshift tent almost.
Yeah, let's take a look in that.
All right. Well, there is no door, just a doorway. You peer inside, and it is vacant of, living creatures, no people or dinosaurs, etc. But you do see a cot made of a similar sort of cotton canvas material, with a kind of a makeshift pillow atop it and a sheet. And of course there's like a stone fire pit. You see several apparently handcrafted clay pots containing water, like fresh water, maybe from the lake, just kind of sitting on the ground. You also see coiled up near the pots a 50-foot length of strong rope. And then
Take that. Gonna need that.
Yeah, that might come in handy.
And then there's a small trunk that is closed.
How many feet of rope did you say?
50.
All right. Yeah, I will go ahead and take that and.
Normally I'm against Steven, but this falls under special circumstances.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I ain't no thief, but we're in a life or death situation here in a foreign land, and we gotta make sure we look out for ourselves if we're gonna survive. And plus,
You got to stop them dinosaurs from overrunning the Alamo, too. Don't forget
yeah,
that.
we got this bigger mission to focus on, and it's all for the greater good. So I'm gonna let's take a look in this chest here. Might be something else we can use.
So it is not locked, and opening it reveals a clearly broken pistol, possibly fixable but not usable in its current state, as well as a small flask of powder and several balls of ammunition. Strangely, there's a small brass dog, like a statue of a dog, and a well-worn copy of the Book of Mormon.
Yeah, we is in Utah.
I knew it. I knew we was in Utah. Yeah.
Well,
We could be in Independence, Missouri, though.
well, it could be, yeah.
Yeah, we're Lamoni, Iowa. We're a couple places in Illinois, but I think most of them's done gone off to Utah.
Actually, I don't think that happened until like 10 years after this.
Well, you're a history professor, man. Well, I don't know.
Hey, man, time is weird,
That's right. It's time travel a little strange. I don't know what year it is no more. But, how do we know? They could be Musterites. So,
Yeah.
Could be part of that
possible.
monster.
That's right.
Yeah, but all right. Well, I don't think I need that, but it's well worn. I ain't gonna take a man's holy book. I might take his rope, and this little dog is kind of something strange. Plain old Joe, you's knowledgeable about all kinds of things. What's this tiny ass dog for? What's the temporal banks tell you about this tiny ass brass dog?
Well, just as far as I can tell, it has no historical significance. I think this just might be a trinket.
Yeah, it could be his own. Could he have? Maybe there was a pet dog he had, and just reminding him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's mighty peculiar. I think I'm gonna hold on to this here dog, but let's leave the feller with his Book of Mormon. We're gonna take his spiritual solace away from him.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip through this book here. Maybe there's some highlighted passages that might give some insight into our situation.
Yeah, you never know. Amplify your battle cry, man.
So, you flip through the book, and there are not any highlighted passages though there aren't any highlighted passages at all.
Well, highlighters hadn't been invented yet.
And nothing underlined either,
Yeah.
I suppose. But at the very front of the book, there is a handwritten note on one of the very first pages that says, "To Porter Rockwell."
Okay. All right.
All right, we've established this is here. Here's Porter's living residence. He ain't about now, but maybe we'll find him.
Yeah, and if we find him, obviously we're going to thank him for the use of the canoe, and we'll give him his rope back if it makes a fuss, and I'll ask him, what the hell's up with this dog? This little brass dog, I just carried it out of curiosity.
Yep, I think you should pet the dog. Maybe something will happen.
All right. I'll get the dog a little scratch behind his little metal ears, and pet his little forehead, rub his little belly.
Just nothing fantastical at all happens. It's just a metal brass dog.
All right. I was kind of hoping there'd be some dog genie that come out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you make wishes, but all he can do is give you bones and, trees to piss on and whatnot. But no, we're going to hold on. It's just too damn weird to leave it alone. I'm going to hold on to it.
What else did you say was in there besides the dog?
It was just a gun and balls and powder.
Broken gun. Well, yeah, we should take the ammunition though, because I got a gun. Could use that.
I mean, I'd say leave it, but his gun's broken. If you know how to fix it, it'd probably be fixed.
Fair point. So as you're collecting all this stuff, you also notice that under the cot, there is a slightly rusty saw, like wood saw,
gonna need that.
and a homemade mallet.
Good. Okay, we're in luck. We got the tools. We ain't got no nails, but we might not need none.
No, we done really. I built a whole cabin with no nails. It's just a matter of peg work. You make a whole thing with a hatchet. You just make little pegs and holes. You don't need no nails.
Oh, you're a pegger, ain't you? Okay.
I'm a pegger, yeah. I like to get pegged and give pegs, and yeah. That's all. It's just the big nail big nail companies. They're always trying to convince you they need.
Oh yeah,
I don't cotton to Big Nail. Big Nail can get pegged. But we're really cleaning out this Porter Rockwell. I hope he's a forgiving fella, but probably as he's Mormon, they're generally pretty laid back folks.
Yeah. I think they practice what they preach. They pretty nice fellas. Don't turn to violence very easily. So yeah, but he'll understand if he's alive.
He'll forgive us.
Yeah, he'll forgive us.
Yeah.
Well, that is indeed what Jesus would do.
That's right. He'd do it in the old world or the new world. That's what he does.
Well, having essentially cleaned out Porter Rockwell's little abode here, the next logical stop would be the one building that is mostly intact here at this location. And it's a small, it's one of the smaller buildings, but it does have a door, unlike any of the other ones. Well, a sort of a door. There's a huge boulder blocking the doorway, which is covered in wicked-looking claw marks.
Yep. Good thing they got that door here. Keep whatever made those
Something nasty.
marks out.
Yeah.
Something nasty tried to get in here.
Yeah, and just remember, watch your back, too. Let's not get too all focused in too narrowly on what we're doing here. Always keep one eye in the back of your head. That's what my pappy always told me. Keep one eye in the back of your head. If you got a third eye, make sure it's in the back. There's a brown eye in the back.
Yeah. Keep that brown eye open.
So you do think that two of you working at it for some time could roll this stone away to reveal the resurrected Jesus.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to spit on my hands and rub them together and start pushing that stone. Come on, boy. Come on, Joe. Let's unroll this stone.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just do it.
Alrighty. Well, you two of you could have done it, and with three of you, I mean, it goes even quicker. No rules required. And doing so, rolling this boulder to one side reveals a staircase leading down into pitch darkness.
Oh, man.
Now, is this the ruins you said, well, that Joe thought was Olmec?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna assume he. Well, I don't know. He might not have told us because Olmec probably wouldn't mean anything to us. Probably not aware of any previous cultures other than the ones we heard about, Aztecs and Mayans.
And the ones you interact with, obviously, back in the United States, or assuming we're not in the United States now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I done both lived with and befriended, and warred against the Red Sticks for sure. And my stories about them don't age real well, but they're still interesting.
So I assume somebody has lantern, etc.
I got nothing, but I bet you plain old Joe, he's always full of surprises. I bet he's got something. You got that laser torch. Why don't you light up that laser torch?
I actually don't have a torch. I could light up the laser torch.
I mean, that's maybe make like a laser light. But
Right.
we can always probably, whip up some kind of a torch. But I ain't got no lantern in my inventory. I see by the stars. David Crockett don't go down into the holes in the earth too often. But if I got to go do a little dungeoneering, well, that's what I'll do.
Yeah, let's let that newfangled tech you got there light the way.
All right. I guess that means plain old Joe needs to go first.
All right. Well, I mean, lasers are pretty focused beam. I mean, it's not like it's really lighting up. I mean, you kind of have to diffuse it somehow, or just make a makeshift torch, which I can just say, narratively, you find some shit and make a torch.
You can light the torch with the laser torch.
There you go. Sounds good.
That'll work.
Sounds good.
So, and you can indeed light the torch with the laser torch. And doing so provides sufficient illumination to, at the very least, not fall down the stairs. Which you now descend. And at the bottom, of the stairs, you find this fairly large chamber, larger than the building above. But it's like stairs. The stairs were sort of built down into like a cave almost, because like it's like natural cave walls, upon which are cave drawings of men hunting with like giant dinosaurs with spears and whatnot. And the walls are literally just covered with this kind of stuff. But then at the far end of the room, a little more than halfway, I should say, towards the end of this cavern, away from the stairs, you can see this pool of water that is. It doesn't appear to be natural, because it's like there's like this elevated structure that the pool kind of sits in, like made of stone. So it's like somebody put it here for some reason. Yeah.
Well,
Plain old Joe's kind of, I gotta say, not much freaks me out, but I don't know no history where men and dinosaurs ever lived together.
I don't know. I was talking.
It's very interesting.
I was talking to this old Baptist boy. He told me the world's only 5,000 years old. So that should make sense to me.
Yeah, well, maybe so. I know it's pretty old, but yeah,
It's closer to 5 billion rather than 5,000.
5 billion years old.
That's a big That's a big number, man. I can't count that.
Yeah,
much.
but I mean, there wasn't no like stuff on it. There was just water and amoebas and stuff swimming around back 4 billion years ago.
Well, I've never seen them, but can you catch them and skin them?
Nope.
I ain't nothing I can't,
Sure can't.
catch and skin. I can skin an amoeba.
I can skin an amoeba like nothing. I could probably skin 4 amoeba. Do you ever one amoeba? But we won't get into that right now. I'll tell you though, there's one place in the world where humans and these dinosaurs coexist, and it's right here where we're at in Utah.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. So, but I don't know. I kind of still feel like we didn't relocate in space, but we relocated in time. That's what I think. I could be wrong.
Well, it could be both,
But that's what plain old Joe thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you say there's a big throne, like a chair. Is that what you said, or was I?
No, a pool that has
Okay.
apparently been constructed kind of water.
Okay, where'd I get chair? All right, let's go up there and mess with that pool a little bit. I'm gonna go up there and disturb the water. I'm gonna go slap the water, see what happens.
All right. Well, the water is contained in this fairly low to the ground octagon of stone, and you slap the water. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'll disturb the surface of the water. I'll give it a good hard slap. Like you're trying to get the before you're gonna take a drink of the water, you get the algae and the mosquitoes off. That's what I'm gonna do. Slap it and disturb the water with my hands. See if hopefully some big son of a bitch dinosaur don't come out of there.
Well, you slap the water, and there were no, just for the record, algae or mosquitoes on this particular pool. But you slap it, and it behaves just like you would expect. And of course, the water is clear and cool, and you can actually see to the bottom. And it's not large enough for any massive dinosaurs, but you just watch the water behave in its typical rocking back and forth way as it begins to settle down. But as you watch it do this, it begins to glow.
Well, that don't look natural.
No, I mean it'd be natural if there's say like a moonlight that come out from behind a cloud that can sometimes make the water look like it's glowing, but there ain't no cloud or moonlight, because obviously
Yeah. Well,
underground. No, that's done. That's damn peculiar. Damn peculiar.
Now, I'm going to assume, unless somebody says that this is not the case, that once this pool started glowing, it caught everybody's attention, and you're all kind of just looking at it and watching it. It sort of settled back into stillness from the disturbance from Davy.
Yeah.
But if you were not watching the pool glow, let me know. If you are, roll a d6.
Uh-oh. Oh, I got a 6. That's probably awesome or terrible.
do we all need a roll?
Yep. If you're
Yeah.
watching the pool. Yep.
I rolled a 3.
Roll a 3.
Oh.
2 3s add up to a 6, and I got a 6. So we didn't like a numerical resonance.
That's right.
Well, we'll start with Davy, who rolled a 6. And you were suddenly overcome by a vision of a herd of triceratops grazing in a nearby field. With a herd of massive 15-foot tall bird-like Therizinosaurus wandering around nearby. And you can see just in the distance the sort of shimmering barrier, luminiferous barrier between this world and, well, Texas. And at the wall, you can see all of the Mexican soldiers have successfully mounted these large horned dinosaurs, and they appear to be attempting to ram through the barrier on them.
Well, you all see anything funny? Because I done have some visions.
You are, and you both rolled a 3. I would one of you like to re-roll so you can see something different, or do you want to see the same thing?
Yeah, we don't want to see the same damn thing.
1.
Okay. We'll go to Bowie with a 3, who sees a vision of a cave in the side of a mesa. You can't tell exactly which one it is. But you can see something glinting in the darkness of the cave. But then suddenly a massive, and I mean massive, dinosaur exits the cave with something bloody in its mouth, who then opens his mouth, dropping the bloody thing out of it, roars just with an incomprehensibly loud roar, and charges off into the distance.
What?
And finally, I'm sorry, Lynn, when you rerolled, what'd you get?
1.
1. And you also have a vision of a mesa. But you see on the side of the mesa sits this cannon with a broken carriage wheel. And standing nearby, almost like looking like it's on patrol, is a bipedal carnivorous dinosaur with a distinctly familiar thagomizer, which is the non-scientific Gary Larson coined term for a spiked end of a tail.
Okay. Can I tell if this is the mesa where we already saw a gun with a broken wheel?
It looks, yeah, and this is the guy who was winging the rocks off the thing with his tail.
Okay.
But everyone must make a will save. after having seen this vision. Don't forget your additional +1 on top of.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think you've been playing way too much into the odd with me because you said a will save.
Yeah. I know. I'm looking for a will stat on my.
Did I? Oh,
you might have wisdom or
Wisdom?
intelligence there.
Well, the as written it says after receiving a vision, the recipients must make a will roll and be stunned for 1 second for each point by which the roll is failed.
I'll tell you why that is, because there's a GURPS adventure that they transposed into an OSR adventure, and they forgot to transpose that part. Because in GURPS you can make a will roll. All right, let's say I'll make a.
What does will translate to then? Would it be?
In this case, I think Constitution probably.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I already made mine.
I made mine by 3. I made a 3 over.
The 18.
All right. Well, none of you failed, so none of you are stunned for 1 second for each point by which the roll was failed, which is good news because of a thing, or really a pair of things that have been creeping down the stairs behind you while you were having your visions. But we will get to that in the next episode.
All right.
Woo!
Hey everybody, if you like our podcast, don't forget to leave us a good rating and or review on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Spotify, or wherever you're able. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter at Goonies_world, and check out our website at GooniesWorldPodcast.com. Email us at GooniesWorldPodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.